Alright guys, welcome back.
And I was here by dawn.
Why didn't you leave that short? Catch the cockroach.
I'll think of...
You'd... Alright, you need to go to the mill.
I'm getting better and better with...
Ha! The longer you hold doesn't matter. Finally!
Well, time to go to...
It's not far.
Could you maybe... And some insta...
Yeah.
Thank you.
Since what?
Since the...
Yeah,
So we...
What else do you want to know?
Let's go.
Let's just skip here, most of them are done.
God be with you. I'm a fisherman from the Northern Lake. I came to thank you. I don't know what you did, but the Vodinoi stopped cutting our nets. Here, I brought some dried pike from our crew.
Galbets and his boss. I'll learn to divine from Zisetko someday. If I see one, that is.
Okay, there's no side quest. What that?
Near the old Izba, a man is scolding his wife. Half the village soon gathers to listen to the quarrel. Half the peasants take the side of the husband, while the other half support the wife. The subject of the argument turns out to be a saw that breaks down every other time. The man suspects that his wife is cursing it, while she insists she is innocent. This item looks like it's been repaired quite often. Looks like it was fixed by the local smith a couple of days ago. You think that the smith may know something about the defect and learn how to get to his Izba. You decide on your next actions. It turns out the mill has long since been abandoned and is rather notorious here. Hardly anyone is brave enough to get close to the building. The talk is, the Vodinoi still grabs passers-by and drags them to the bottom. You decide on your next actions. On the village street, you meet a strange peasant procession with chests and sacks. A peasant clutching a sleepy rooster walks in the lead. The people stop, noticing you on their way. The old women start to cross themselves, thinking you to be a bad omen. The man walking at the head of the procession addresses you.
Who are you, bareheaded wench? What are you doing here at night?
A rooster in hand and sacks full of clothing. What are these peasants planning?
People fire something to sacrifice of art.
They're bringing gifts to someone? Looks like they're offering the rooster as a sacrifice. I'm a simple traveler
Oh,
who's lost
me.
her way. So, you're moving into a new Izba?
None of your business, wench.
I'm a witch doctor. I can help you move.
After a brief discussion, the peasants accept your offer. You make a sacrifice near the future hut while whispering Zagavers. Thankful people offer you some gifts. You go past the new houses of the settlement and approach the Kama Bank. The Vodinoi was sure to be followed by his retinue, dead men and drowners from the underwater domain. Breathing in the fresh night air, you draw a circle. The Chthonian guests show up almost immediately. Your recent acquaintances emerge from the river.
Is that you, witch?
A witch! A witch!
You! What do you need here?
Vakul has gone to the watermill, so the border is thin. We came along too.
To help him deal with that girl also.
Keep quiet. Did crayfish eat your brains?
If you know the Vodinoi so well, maybe you can tell me how to help the salt worker and the Rusalka.
The Vodinoi doesn't like you much. Might be something about your face. He doesn't like that you helped the Rusalka with her name. He planned to live with her for a long time. What's he going to do with her now that she remembered her past? He was upset that you held this shepherd. He got so angry. There were waves all over. Vakul was angry today. He'll demand a large sum for a ransom, but he won't ever let the Rusalka go. Only when her time comes. Like the rest of the drowners.
When my time comes, I'll become a Badinoi myself.
Keep quiet. Did crayfish eat your brains?
You sit here for a while and swim home. I'll go have a talk with the Vodinoi.
We'll see about that.
The smithy is built on the far end of the village to prevent fires. You knock at the door and shudder. The sound disturbs the heavy silence. The door opens. The first thing you see is a gun, and then the smith.
Who are you? It seems a bit early for Carolyn.
A man from Fyodorova sent me. Here. His saw is fixed poorly.
The smith puts down his gun and inspects the tool.
Lousily done. It's my work. But what can you do? I'm afraid to work for too long. You won't believe me.
I'm a knower. I've seen a lot of things.
Christ almighty. Well, listen. The devil himself visits me. He looks like an ordinary, God-fearing man, but smells of drink. He comes and tells me, shoe my horses. So I'm lifting the horse's hoof and see a human foot. This peasant has it backwards, hooves for feet, and he stares at me with these eyes. So I had to shoe a human foot. Lord, forgive me. I've been afraid to open the door ever since.
You say he smells of drink? I met shorts such as this yesterday. They won't bother you anymore.
You chased them away? I don't know how to thank you. Give me that saw. It will be as good as new.
The grateful smith fixes the tool and bows low to you. On your way back, you give the peasant the saw and receive your reward.
Okay. That was easy.
The wine shop is working until late. Warm light from its window pours onto the street, hidden in the dark. Noticing your book, the wine seller invites you inside. He claims to have books for sale.
I see you're interested in books. You have a great one with you, I see. Is it all?
My merchant.
On the riverbank, you see a peasant that used to look after the Vodinoi's cows. He is alive and obviously free, but his eyes are empty and he can't say a word. You know these things happen to regular people who have been through such experiences. You guide the man to the village and explain that he needs to get to his home, Nekrasova.
This game sure is very long.
The mill rises above the pool of the river inflow. The izba is decrepit, and the water wheel is silent. The reeds around it rustle mysteriously. You're greeted by a salt worker.
Oh, Vasilisa.
I visited the Vodinoi and learned about your daughter. Don't you think it's something worth telling me?
How could I? God, this is all like in a bad dream. He took Yevdokia, but I didn't know he was the one to blame. And I didn't think for a minute that he would send her to kill people. I thought there was another Vodinoi. I thought I had escaped from that one. So much death, so many sacrifices. Sacrifices. I offered money, vodka, porridge. It's still not enough for Vakul. He only wants lives.
Did you make a pact with the Vodinoi here?
Yes. This is my old watermill. I used to work here. When I built it, I made a pact with Vakul. He tells me it's business as usual, so I thought I'd pay it off with rubles.
It's never that easy with demons.
Several years later, he started playing tricks with shadows. His way of asking for his sacrifice. I never wanted to hurt anyone, and so I refused him. He then took it for himself. I had an apprentice, a guy who poured grain. A fine lad. I liked him a lot. And the Vodinoi dragged him into the water. The demon drowned him. Do you understand? Then I abandoned that watermill. I couldn't stay there. I opened these salt works later. I thought he had already taken what was due, but it was never enough for him. Turns out he's the one who took my daughter. He killed my Dusha.
How did the Vodinoi find you in the salt works?
This factory is far away. I thought another Vodinoi managed this place. And so it used to be in the beginning. I managed to make some money milling the wheat. First I built a small factory, and then it expanded. We got along fine with another water demon. He did not want any human sacrifices. Then I gather Vakul beat him and took this river under his control. But I wasn't aware, and then he somehow learned about me.
What happened to your daughter?
My daughter. She had nothing to do with it. When Vakul found me, he, I think, wanted to teach me a lesson. Yevdokia went to Solikamsk in winter by sleigh. The ice broke beneath her. No one found my daughter, nor did they find the sleigh. That time, I didn't guess who was to blame. It's not the Vodinoi my grandfather told me about. God punished me. He sent the most devious one.
I think you'll be able to talk to Vakul today.
Oh, I will. That damn chort I will.
I don't think you can handle him. Only I can. Besides, even I won't be able to kill him. Masters of nature are strong.
Do what you can.
I will. I think Vakul will show up sooner if you start the mill.
Can do. I already inspected it while I waited. I've opened the screen, but the wheel doesn't spin. The chute is worn out. I can patch it. These chutes can be patched. It's a pity some of them are too far gone. There aren't enough paddles on the wheel. Look around a bit. We should have enough here. Then we will start it. I'll wait for you inside. I'll fix what I can.
All right. I'll find some boards for you.
Master, yo.
You found a fitting vein for a watermill wheel. You found a fitting vein.
More.
Still water. And it's deep at that. The screen blocks water from going to the mill. A ramshackle mill. We're lucky it still stands.
Ah, Vasilisa. All right. 2 blades for the wheel. I've almost fixed the chute. Find some more blades for the wheel. Otherwise it won't spin.
If the Vodinoi doesn't help the miller, the wheel will break down very quickly, or stand still altogether.
Ooh.
The water drops from here to the wheel.
are you doing here?
Vasya, my father. Is he also here?
Yes, on the mill. Want to speak to him?
I can't. Vakul won't allow it.
He's not here yet.
I can't disobey him, no matter how much I'd like to.
I need the blades.
For the wheel, I know. Here's the blade. Take it.
The Rusalka gives you a part of the mechanism.
There's something in this name, Vakul. A bit of perm, you think? I feel he's close.
Alright, let's go, let's go. Run, 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 run.
Ah, Vasilisa. Ah, you found one. Well, we have everything.
Bakul will appear as soon as we start the wheel. All right, it's time.
The salt worker quickly fixes the mechanism. He looks like he's done it plenty of times. Soon, the squeaky wheel makes one rotation, then another.
The middle world. A grand place, beautiful. If only it didn't stink of the living. So you're here also. I should have known.
Greetings, Vadinoy.
Well, well.
Ah, my old acquaintance. Come to break another promise?
Father, I
didn't tell you to speak.
A water stream knocks the salt worker and the Rusalka off their feet.
You make a lousy guest, Vasilisa. Is it what we do in the Perm region? Steal serfs from their master.
There aren't any serfs anymore.
Silence! It seems the bandits still don't make any offerings. Is there a problem, Vasilisa?
Bandits were killed by demons.
You failed the task. You're of the world of men, girl, and just like they are, you're weak and fickle. Your type is unworthy of any fair deals. The seal. You wanted to break it.
Yes, the main thing is to break the seal.
I'm ready to break the seal if you make a sacrifice. At least with gold.
Okay.
All right, so be it.
You throw the gold into the water.
Happy to do business with you, witch.
Vakul touches the black book with a water stream. As soon as the seal breaks, the Vadinoy dives into the water, taking the Rusalka with him. The salt worker takes several steps towards the water. You feel ill at ease looking into his glassy eyes and face that suddenly have become aged. On your way back, you assure Pahom that the Vadinoy will let the Rusalka go in a couple of decades. He doesn't hear you, thinking his grim thoughts.
Isn't that the most banal of a legend?
Maybe, but there's too many consequences. The drowners are talking about her. The girl is strong, they say. There are rumors coming from other spirits. Now they agreed to protect a wedding. She must think I would try curse it. If she sticks needles in me, I'll be left without any power. Go to Bakcha. They won't be expecting you.
I have certain doubts about this. I've seen her in the village. Not everyone can handle that power.
You should be more confident. I haven't taught you for nothing. You should curse the wedding to be on an equal footing.
It won't be easy. But if she really has the book, I may finally be able to control this force.
Right. There you will find out. And if this is true, you can do anything you wish for. So goes the legend. Take a look at them first. I've sent charts throughout the area. It will be a good occasion.
But this wedding, I wouldn't want to curse peasants. You know how I am with demons.
Don't make me laugh. Who will you curse there? You think you can turn the procession? This thing happened last with my grandmother. Go back as soon as you take the book.
So be it.
Well, get ready. Amen to you.
Chapter 3 of Wilden's Curse Wedding.
Aha, and what happened next?
And I chose for him to break the seal.
Well done, Vasilisa. I myself couldn't have done it better. I remember my youth as a coldoon. Those were the days.
I got off easy, you could say.
That's right, you furry short. Go catch some mice.
Let the charts catch them. It's not a job that befits a Susietka.
Proshka, can cats be used to break the seals in the book? Help me check, would you?
All right, I'll catch some mice. It's not hard or anything. I'm not torturing you like your charts, after all.
Well, it's time to deal with the next seal.
The seal of the wolf. I was thinking about werewolves.
I haven't heard about them in Uyezd for a long time.
Proshka, can you turn into a wolf?
Nah.
That won't do. I need to think about this. In the meantime, go and deal with your business. Go visit your betrothed. It's time. I may come up with something.
All right, Grandpa.
So you brought me some milk. Nice. What else do you want to know?
What happened next? How did you live in a church?
Vasilisa. Hard to remember. As if all the memories were gone with the wind.
So, you don't remember anything?
Just a bit. Too little. Well, what you looking at? Try to live such a long time, and then we'll see how good you are with all this remembering business. I do remember living in a rich house where I always sat. As a Susietka, I guess. And I looked over all three sides.
All four, you mean?
No. I remember this quite well. 3 of them. Our side, 1 below, and 1 above. And then there was a wind. It blew at all times, cold, northern. And river shells whispered me something.
Sounds eerie.
No, it was all right. But it is not the whole story. Just give me some time, and I will have it all. What else do you want to know?
Why do you need a pruno? You're undead.
The undead need a treat from time to time, don't they? You know, they sometimes treat Susietkas and the parents. Why am I any different? What else do you want to know?
Let's go. We'll talk later.
Ooh. Great.
Yes, it's good that I'm not one of those petty charts from hell. Work all day or curse people. That's like a kind of work too, right? I'm perfectly content lying here, watching after the household. That's my thing.
What should the domovoi do if not prepare firewood?
Lots of things. You haven't had a Susietka for a long time, so your roof caved in a bit. Sedge and other things grow in it. I wouldn't let it get this far. Well, I'll clean this place up when I have time. I'm still not settled in here.
Maybe you could help my chores?
Yeah, right. I have my paws full with matters of my own. Looking after the house, getting rid of the mice, putting out the fire. Yeah? You think that's enough work? I'd say so.
How are you doing in Grandpa's bar?
I'm doing fine here. I feel calmer, even. You don't have icons, and it's not like they used to have them in the church. And the corner over there reminds me of the old times. They used to keep food and the gods there.
We'll talk later.
Good point.
Hey, you! Got faster! Curse you! Been chewing at my scalp all through my life. Frightened. Now let's get to work.
So, Grandpa, the chords listen to you.
Of course. We've living together for so long. They still remember me. And they're quite scared of you.
It's good that chords help around the house, right?
Well, yes. Cutting firewood. The field, and they plowed the whole area through and through. The vacant areas and the seeded plots too. They need lots of looking after. Still, they have their uses.
Maybe I should look for wolves in the forest?
What? No, we need evil spirits. Ordinary wolves won't do. I have an idea. Don't fret. We'll break this seal in time.
How did you get that bar, Grandpa?
The Isba? I inherited it. The older ones eventually all moved away. Some went away, some stayed in Vilgord. The house was left to me by my parents. It's old, like me. We don't have much time left. Soon we'll both go to the afterlife. I'm leaving this Isba to you. There's no one else.
All right, Grandpa. I need to go. So much firewood will last us a long time. Old Igor made the chords cut the firewood. This bar used to house a lot of people. Now it's only me and Grandpa.
Okay. Alright, let's go. Sorry.
Sing winds from the quietest to quiet, from the lightest to light. Lift up the branches and sand from the grave. Split Mother Earth. Reveal yourself, coffin lid. Fly open, white shrouds, and draw open sweet lips. Tell me, my darling, of your life there, and ask me of our life here. I've been living here, wandering from place to place. I've witnessed all kinds of grief. All kinds have I suffered. I saved a girl from a banya. See, there's some good done with this knowledge. I can't save everyone, though. The Rusalka I left with Vakul. But I needed the seals for you more. I have to live with chorts. But they don't curse often. Maybe it's better this way, being a knower. Someone else would curse people much more. Soon you'll be back, my darling. As soon as I break all the seals. And you, teach me. Guide me, miserable orphan that I am. How to break all the seals of the book. And I will reach out my white hands and pull you from the other shore.
Ah, Vasilisa, here you are. I've been thinking about that wind and three sides and river shells.
So you've remembered about being Sosiedko in that spa?
Now, I think we should go back in the church in Yenidor. Maybe something will come up there.
Let's go. But is there anything left? Centuries have passed.
We'll search near the foundations, in the cellar. All secrets are hidden underground. You know that better than most. When we'll be in Galbets, maybe then I can tell some future. I'm a Sosietka after all.
Proshka stops every now and then. Circling around a bit, he hesitantly proceeds on his course. It seems as if something is bothering the demon, something about the road ahead that he hasn't himself realized yet. At the next stop, a gust of wind blows dust in your face. Could it be a demonic wedding? You jump into prickly roadside bushes, dragging Proshka with you. After a few moments, the wind dies down. The road whirlwind is a harbinger of a northern night. The wind bends the trees and sends dust and leaves flying to the empty spaces of the Yanidor crossroads. Somewhere deep in the forest, a lone wolf begins his song. Proshka stops in hesitation.
What a wind.
Why are you standing there, Proshka?
I remembered. I used to visit this place often. Perhaps when I was alive, one of the chutes. Doesn't look like my church was worshipped in much, does it?
All you think is about being worshipped. What else could happen in the crossroads that tied Proshka to this place? Maybe the chute fought the Rusich here.
Yan.
What gives you that idea? Reading your little box again in Vilga. Where are you?
Why Lubbox all of a sudden? I guessed all by myself.
Right. As if you didn't know there was a different sort of battle raging at every crossroads. In fact, some are going on right now.
All right, let's go to Yenidor. I bet we can find something there.
The old bridge creaks from the cold wind, the cold water of some swampy river rippling beneath it. In the middle of it, you notice forest chorts looking at you with their cold, lifeless eyes from the reeds. The demon needs only lift his paw for the forest spirits to scramble in panic. You look at him in amazement. Was this his doing, or do the spirits know about the power of the Black Book?
You're not what we consider an average girl, are you? In that case, I'll show you some fine wares. Here, take a look.
Hmm. Oh. Oh. Ooh, it's big. That's a good box.
The northern wind bends the treetops. Their rustling fills the swamps with a rhythmical noise, in which you hear the whisperings of leshis and the wings of demons flapping beneath the ground. You stop for a minute, thinking of how ancient these forests truly are. How many centuries have they stood here? How many centuries will they stand yet? Your meditations are interrupted by Proshka's grumbling. Yanidor is close.
What a dump, right? Look at all this rotten wood. And it used to all be so fine. Don't just stand there, Vasia. There is the door to the undercroft. Open it!
This church looks empty now.
Hey, come here, come here. Oh my god, talk!
It's not as simple as that. Search the chests. Perhaps you'll find something.
What am I looking for?
How would I know? Now, don't look at me like that. There are icons all over the place. It's bad for me to look at them, you know?
Some pictures are mixed with the icons.
When you approach the old wooden planks, you feel a draft.
Eh? Just... nothing, nothing. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh, oh, oh.
A bit of a strange face for an angel. Old church books. And old kitchenware.
When you approach the old wooden planks, behind the planks you see a narrow crawl space leading deeper underground.
The idols have river shells scattered around them.
Majestic idols of old are now lying in heaps in this dank and wet dugout. The eerie faces of the forgotten deities seem to emanate a cold draft. One of the idols is missing his carved face.
They're so majestic.
I've seen these idols, Vasilisa.
You've been in this dugout before?
Yes, but when? Was it long ago? Something is missing. As if one of the passes on the hunter's calendar has disappeared. Add it, and everything fits right into place.
Huh. What am I looking at?
Behind the planks, you see a narrow...
Oh. Here, what's here?
What a dump, right? And it you don't just stand there, Vasia.
Behind the planks, you see
I've seen this idol.
You've been in this dugout?
Yes, something is missing. As if one of the passes on the hunter's calendar has disappeared.
Purple signs of commitments.
Add it, and everything.
majestic idols of old are now.
Ah, okay.
Were they gifts from the people? I'd like to study them, but there's no time. An old kitchenware.
Ah. Oh.
It's not as simple as search the chests. Perhaps.
What am I looking for?
How would I? Nah, it's bad for me to.
Chest.
An old kitchenware.
Yes. Can't open?
Behind the planks, you see.
Hmm.
The idols have river shells scattered around them.
I've seen this.
You've been in this.
Yeah, something. Add it. And
Yeah, no.
I've seen.
You've been.
Yeah, something is missing. As add it, and everything fits right into place.
They're so majestic.
Majestic idols of old are now lying in heaps in this dank.
I need some idols. So they're missing. God, I'm stuck. I don't sing. Back here. Hmm.
Some pictures are mixed with the icons.
Ah, okay.
Were they gifts from the people?
Pictures and funds. It's the angel. Oh,
An
okay.
ancient wooden angel is watching you indifferently.
Oh my god.
You peer into his face, and it looks as if he's wearing a wooden mask. You touch the mask, and it falls to your feet. Its image reminds you of the strange chorts depicted on the idols of the demons. An ancient wooden angel is watching you indifferently. You peer into his face, and it looks as if he's wearing a wooden mask. Behind the planks, you see majestic idols of old are now lying in heaps in the.
Vasilisa, I think I remember. I remember everything.
Wait, Pat.
But look, what's happening to me? That's right. That's how I used to look when they called me Voipil. Hunters used to bring me river shells from the north, and I flew with the all-knowing wind with no rest and no respite.
Proshka, is that you?
Vasilisa, I remembered everything. All thanks to you.
Your name was Voipil. Who are you?
I used to be a god, the lord of the northern wind and master of the true people's destiny. Those who lived in the forests of Cherry. I was once powerful. For a time, other gods came, and belief in me dwindled. Thou shalt not worship the idol of Voipil, and thou shalt not devote out funeral feasts to him. And thus it came to be. The lights of altars dwindled, and so did my powers.
Are those your idols beneath the church?
Yes, they are. It was my lost temple, this dugout. I still remember that woman. Didn't want to lose the old faith. She hid my idols and put my face on the angels. That's how I survived. As a demon, but in a halo of ecclesiastical glory.
Why all the shells?
This is my symbol, my ears. I used to be omnipresent in this area. I used to cool the ferocious flame of the sun with my wind. But that time is long gone. All that's left are these shells, bones of the past, long forgotten.
What will you do now?
I'll stay with you. I am in your debt. It's not like I've suddenly grown in power. The universe has been turned upside down. The gods of old are today's demons, and so did I. When people forgot about me, I forgot about myself and lost my erstwhile power. But now my past has returned, along with some of my strength. I will help you, Vasilisa. Who knows what other rebirths can I undergo?
So it turned out that our Proshka used to be a chute demon.
Jesus Christ!
Didn't expect that, Grandpa, did you? Perhaps now I'll be the one to tell you to hunt mice.
Unbelievable! I didn't think that such strong spirit would enter your service. I'm glad all the training worked out. Or is it the book? So, now you're going to stay with us?
Well, yeah. I'll live out my cat life with Vasilisa. I found mine, now I help Vasilisa find hers.
And no nagging about mice. You might be St. George himself, but you should still do your duty. While I still have my teeth, I'm the master of this house.
Don't worry, Grandpa. I'll take care of it. Consider the mice gone. How do you like my new fur? What a glow.
I don't know how to address you now. Proshka or Voipil?
Proshka it is. I've told you that I'll stay with you until all the seals are open. You've helped me, now it's my turn. I'm not scared of any charts. How can they possibly harm me?
What kind of spirit are you?
A chewed one. Permans believed in me in the olden days. My powers have waned. I can catch mice, though.
You're helping me then again.
Yeah, and my... So I won't leave you.
You've remembered your past, but won't you forget it all once again?
Yes, you become that what you're doing. If you'll be a Sosietka for 100 years, then you'll become one. If you wouldn't have reminded me of the past, then who knows? Maybe I would have become a hairy old man then in another 100. Enough of this Sosietka business. When you'll free your guy, I go back to mountains. I will fly around like a free northern wind. I won't forget a thing that way.
God bless. Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa.
Why, isn't that groom with his bride?
So, you're keeping your word, Nikolai?
I told you I needed a bride, and with help from you and God, here we are.
The wedding is close. I see you've covered yourselves, as is tradition.
Yes, we needed to have this wedding as soon as possible, so that the Bonnics wouldn't drag me back. I understand you have a lot to think about. Vasya, weddings are the least of your worries, but if you can't do it, no one can. You were the matchmaker for me and Nikolai, so you should stand as matchmaker by my side at the wedding.
I have no time to give a dowry at a bachelorette party.
Right. The week has passed. The dowry appeared at my house, and what I lacked, the girls from my village helped out with.
The main thing is you being my matchmaker.
I can't. I have other business.
It's all right, Vasya. You can go. We have some time. And when the wedding passes, a solution to a problem might reveal itself.
You too, old Igor, come. You'll be our master of ceremonies.
What an honor. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, you taught Vasilisa and helped with the items for the bride.
That's right. Well, you see, Vasya, how can you say no?
Who did you ask to be your best man?
Petьka, the accordion player. He's an old friend of mine.
Fedьka? What curse can he help you with? How can we attend such a wedding, Grandpa?
Stop it, Vasya. Fedьka will manage. He's a jester, but he can. Besides, we'll be there. We'll help with the evil spirits and Khaldoons.
All right. But Fedьka needs looking after, so he won't curse the wedding himself.
Thank you, Vasilisa. I brought a gift for you. I think you'll like it, and it should prove useful.
We didn't come only because of the invitation. We need a nowhere's help. My future mother-in-law hired brewers to make beer.
But they quit halfway through. They say demons chased them away. They're beside themselves with fear.
We decided not to approach these demons without you. Maybe it's Banniks trying to interfere with the wedding.
You made a wise choice.
Is the bright side brewing beer?
We decided both sides will brew. The villagers are close to each other.
In Pakcha, where my mother lives, there are some skilled brewers. We hired them. Father is long gone, after all.
What are they saying about Chorts?
Some shadows are being noisy, turning over tubs and whatnot.
See, they're brewing the beer by the river, so I thought that the Abdiricha might reveal herself.
When's the wedding day?
Everyone is invited the day after tomorrow. First is the wedding day, and the next day we're going for a ceremony. Not everything is by the book, but you know how it is.
All right, I'll help you. After all, the ceremony is incomplete without beer, and you have your whole life ahead of you.
Well, come the day after tomorrow then, if I'm the master of ceremonies.
See you soon. Lord be with you.
Greetings. God bless.
God bless. What brings you here, Your Honor? The stove flap is over there, to your right.
Alexander looks around, perplexed.
Grandpa, he's not here about that. He doesn't know these things either. And the matchmakers come without a groom.
Hello, Vasilisa. I was in the area for business and decided to drop in. I mean, I think you'll also be interested in this case I have. They talk about you and your grandfather quite often. You remember that fired short that tortured the girl in Logovo? There's a similar case in the village near Pakcha. It's called Severная Settlement.
That's where I'm going to track this Chort. So, Severная Settlement? You start treating them with your methods. Perhaps I'll drop by.
Thank you. Till we meet again.
Hold on. Fancy some tea? Help me move the table first, would you?
Table? No time. My patients are waiting.
Alexander hurriedly leaves your izba.
Okay, let's start.
It's getting dark. You keep the black book ready. Khaldoons often put their chorts by the roads, as you have already witnessed several times. Soon, you notice someone's burning eyes under the roots of an old fir tree. You take a detour on the riverbank and walk past the dangerous stretch of the road. Among the treetops, you notice a silent giant. His figure towers over the trees and sheds a dark shadow on the frozen road. You greet the chort, but hear only loud laughter in reply. A sudden wind bends the tall pines. You find the Izba Alexander told you about without any difficulties, and question the locals. As it turns out, the husband of the sick woman died recently. Your acquaintance is already here.
These are fish traps. Looks like her husband used to be a fisherman.
In the corner of the Izba stands a solid Russian stove. On the whitewashed mouth, you can see black traces of soot. It's difficult to say who is to blame, a demon or a housewife's clumsiness.
Oh, no.
You open the chest and are hit with a foul stench. Inside lie everyday items of the woman and several linen sacks. It seems they are the source of the smell. You wince in disgust. The sacks contain horse manure, wriggling with worms. These are the gifts of a demon. To cursed people, they seem like gold and prianics. Bed sheets and towels, nothing of interest.
Let me be. I need to rest. The fever won't let me be.
Vasilisa, it's so good that you're here.
Alexander coughs and glances at your book.
Did you examine the sick woman?
Yes. The case is indeed similar to that in the Logova village. The woman is weak, but it's not so bad as that time.
It's still early. The demon only started coming to her. What is she saying about the chort?
There was no mention of chorts. You think they're to blame? She says it's a simple fever, but the symptoms are rather strange. I thought it to be anemia and nervousness. She buried her husband not long ago.
It seems strange because it's not a simple sickness. She can't tell because the demon has some power over her.
What should we do?
The snake doesn't appear often in the beginning. We'll have to make it. If she tells me about it, it will surely come. It's late. It will try to kill us.
Right? I won't stand in your way.
Let me be. I need to rest.
They say you became a widow. Oh, Jesus Christ, may he rest in peace.
Yes, he died, but I'm managing.
Sometimes dead husbands come back from the afterlife. Have you heard of that?
What kind of story is that? That sort of thing never happens. Lord have mercy.
Don't try to be cunning with me. I've seen all kinds of charts, and I can sense the walking dead from a mile away.
Phew, witch! What could you know about me and my Vasya? You know nothing.
Maybe I'll be able to convince her if I pretend to be her acquaintance. So, what did her husband do?
Fisherman. Wait, what was he doing? Oh my god.
Perhaps he was a fisherman.
Yeah,
Looks
I remember.
like it.
I
There
remember.
are fish traps in the corner. What do you mean? I know you through my godfather. He used to go fishing with your Vasily quite often.
He won't be fishing any now. He's dead, I'll tell you. Go away. You and your groom, let me rest.
She still doesn't believe me. How can I convince her that everything's not so simple with her guest?
George wouldn't touch items.
You have a large chest.
Nope.
What a silly thing.
I know who is to blame for your sickness. If you want to live, you must tell me.
All right, I'll tell you, but don't you tell anyone. My husband didn't die. He still visits me in the evenings. But he told me to keep quiet. People won't understand.
You hear the sound of scattering sparks. A fire chort, familiar to you, emerges from the stove, and it immediately turns into a human.
Again with your plots, witch! Don't interfere with my business.
You want to kill me? Didn't work out for you last time.
Ha! Kill? I have another purpose. You stopped me here, but I'll find other creatures.
Not so fast. You can't hide from me in my Uyest.
That may be so. That's why you will be busy with my new friends. I won't be back here.
A couple of chorts appear near him, while he himself turns into a fiery whirlwind and disappears into the chimney. You can catch up with that chort if you don't spend time on these demons. But what will happen to the sick woman?
After it?
You run after the fiery chort. You catch up to the chort in the fields near the village. You read your first Zagavar, not giving him the opportunity to escape into the night sky.
Okay. Hey. Oh no. Let me heal. Animated swipe? What's this?
Stop, witch! Don't destroy me! Don't let me burn! Take me into your service. I will curse people at your orders.
Now you're talking, Snake. In my service?
Nope.
That's enough with cursing. You've cursed your last. Go to
Ay,
hell!
sorry. Oh.
Ahead, you see a long snake moving slowly along the path. You come closer and realize that it is a throng of small worms intertwined like a rope. Their silky skin glitters in the moonlight. They move together towards their unknown, wormish goals. You carefully gather the army worms inside a small bottle. Soon they will dry out and become a good addition to a spell or herb. You notice the pale heads of the drowned looking out of the water. They are almost certainly waiting for a careless victim to drag under. Realizing they were spotted, the undead lazily hide beneath the water. You hide nearby, and the drowners soon return to their spot. You open the book and read the first Zagavar.
Tiptoe. Okay.
At the crossroads of two trade routes, you see
low prices. Buy some herbs and other goods I've brought.
Nope, I don't think I need any more.
Be wise and go forth.
Wait. Keep this. This. think one is enough. Ah. I need to add. First, and increase the values at page 2. Buff book. There's page. Huh?
You hear the lingering sounds of songs long known to you. At one of the izbas, you see a late-running vichorka. It may be worth stopping to listen for a while. You sit by a house and life goes on as usual in the sleepy Pakcha village. The peasants have returned from their work and fill the village with hearth fire glimmers shining from tall windows. The shop is still open. The peasants answer your questions with enthusiasm when they learn that you are the knower matchmaker they have heard of. According to the villagers of Pakcha, they seldom encounter wonders in their mundane life. Everyone laughs at the men who were brewing beer. Supposedly, they were so carried away with their work that they saw the devil himself. You whisper a prayer and catch your breath. You easily find the home of the peasants who brewed beer, but their izba looks empty. You look into the galbets and see a man who is putting crosses on vials and barrels. He jumps when you call out to him.
Christ almighty, what are you scaring me for? I nearly died.
I knocked, didn't you hear? I'm here about the wedding. They asked to bring beer.
We couldn't cook the beer to the end, you understand? The bride is a chort in disguise, everyone knows that. So some of them sharp-tailed visited us. We barely managed to escape. With God's help, I'll bless the ingredients. We managed to brew the mash, then added hops to the cauldron. Everything with God's words, everything proper. A pound of hops and a pound of malt. And then a demon showed up. Lord have mercy.
Tell me about the demon you saw.
Someone cursed us. That must be it. Looked like a lump of meat that kept glaring at us. So we ran. Left everything there. We prepared part of it, but we're too scared to go there now.
So you brewed everything by the book?
Everything as it should be, with prayers and according to the recipe. First, the girls came to us from the bride's side. Tried to put out the fire. Then, later, closer to the evening, a man came along. And at nightfall, it all began. The bride's cursed. So the devil showed up.
What man?
I don't know. Didn't have the chance to look at him proper. He stood for some time in the distance, and then left.
Did you brew by the river?
Right. Wait, you're going there now? This late? You'll be killed.
It's all right. I have God's word with me. The devil will have to retreat.
Well, God be with you. Go to the east of the last Isba. You won't miss it.
Wait.
It's quiet in the brewing area. Too quiet. You anxiously look around. Evil spirits definitely had something to do with this.
Wait. Herbs?
There's some dry grass around here. It can be used for kindling. You take some dry grass. Here is the firewood that the brewers prepared. You take some firewood.
Here's where the mash was cooked. There's some left at the bottom. Here are some barrels filled with beer that's already been brewed. I think that if I'm able to chase the evil spirits away, the brewers will be able to take it.
This is where they light the fire for brewing beer. You add some firewood. Now you can light the fire. You put some dry grass under the cauldron. Now it will be easier to light the fire. You light the fire and take a step back. A spirit shows itself above the cauldron for a moment, but it soon disappears beneath the oily froth of the beer. The fire is extinguished by the spilled beer. Could a larger fire expel the chort? This cauldron is full of partially brewed beer. You feel an evil force hiding beneath the black surface. This is where they light the fire. You light the fire and take a step back. A spirit shows itself above. This cauldron is full of... You roll back your sleeve and thrust your hand into the cauldron.
I can't carry this heavy barrel. Oh, it's so sweet.
Here is the firewood that the brewers prepare. You take a greater amount of firewood. There's some dry grass around here. It can be used for kindling. This is where they light the fire for brewing beer. You add even more firewood. Now the fire will burn brighter than ever. You light the fire and take a step back.
What is that? Nope. Break. I shoot. Nope. Yes.
The curse falls to the ground as a repulsive ball of foul-smelling wool. This chort was created by a Khaldun, but who would wish harm upon Nikolai? You send the brewers for the intact beer barrels and return to the Izba.
Later, I called some men from Bakcha after I chased away the chort. They took the barrels with the cooked beer. Everything that was left in the cauldron was gone.
So much good beer wasted.
Looks like some Khaldun got involved.
Looks like it. Well, they're lucky to have you as a matchmaker.
You also keep your eyes peeled around Nikolai. Who knows?
I will. Many Khalduns like to ruin weddings. You know how it...
Yes, and the guests are helpless. If you ruin a wedding, you can ruin the entire lives of the newlyweds.
That's all right. Just be attentive. You will protect them.
Right. I shouldn't expect any help from Fetka.
We'll manage even without Fetka. All right, we need to go.
God bless Vasilisa Feodorovna.
God bless.
Bride sent for you. She doesn't let anyone touch the banya. Says you're the only one who can.
That's right. Tell her I'll be there soon. Get the decorations ready.
All right, I'm going then.
And I will go to the Nikolaevs to help prepare their procession. I'll be with the guests this evening. Be on the lookout. Don't forget about demons while you're looking out for Khalduns. Who knows who's mixed up into this?
All right, Grandpa.
Greetings, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I've fallen ill, have fever of sorts. Look, my arms are all withered. The day's near when I won't be able to hold a plow.
What did you expect? Weren't you the one last year who got drunk, climbed the Church of the Trinity, and knocked down a bell from there, eh?
Yes, Yegor Yevlampovich. It was I. I come to you for repentance. Vasilisa Fyodorovna, heal me, please.
All right, I'll do something about it. One doesn't deserve to die because of this. Here, sit by the stove.
You whisper several healing Zagavers, and the visitor feels better.
Oh, thank you, mistress. I won't squander this chance.
Thank you for coming, Vasya. I've been crying the whole night. I have no strength left.
That's how it is. If you want a good marriage, you have to wail a bit.
I know. But it's not that simple. I won't miss the Abderiha much.
This way you'll get a taste of grief and cry, but your marriage life will be sweet.
Yes, we need to go to the banya soon. Decorate it properly. No one knows these rituals better than you.
All right. Go cry about your hair. You can comment without me.
I will leave you a red ribbon.
No need. I'll manage.
Thank you, Vasya. I'll go then.
Well, to decorate it properly, I need to place birches along the path and tie ribbons around the banya. Time to get to work.
Here are the decorations for the banya. You take the ribbons from the chest. Some birch branches lie here.
Wait.
The old banya reminds you of the Abdiricha. You chase away these gloomy thoughts. There's no need to go beneath the bench here. You're just decorating the walls. You are thinking about what color to decorate the banya. The barrel jumps from side to side and sways as if it were alive. You call out to the barrel. A boy's hat peeks out of it.
Well, witch, today Petska the witch hunter will expel you from this wedding.
Witch hunter? Stop blowing the flute. I'm here to help the bride.
Right, as if I'd believe ya.
The boy starts to torture his flute in a severe manner.
If he doesn't stop playing, my head will explode. I can bring him around, and the Khaldoons can help too. What was it that the bride and groom appointed me? I did the matchmaking of the bride from the Bannock. You think I saved her to curse her wedding?
All right, I believe you. I heard that the Khaldoons curse weddings. I'm here to protect it.
What have you heard about Khaldoons?
Do Khaldoons fight each other? One invites a Khaldoon over, and he turns out to be weak, like you.
What are you whispering there?
Nothing. So then comes another Khaldoon, a powerful one, and curses everything he sees, the wedding and the first Khaldoon.
Have you heard about Bannocks here?
I have. They grab the cursed and flay their skin, and the bride lived with them, they say. Is she an evil spirit too?
No, she was rescued.
So, a powerful Khaldoon helped her?
Yes, I went with the groom.
You wouldn't manage without a groom, I bet.
So, you think I can't manage? Will you help me to guard this wedding?
I can. Together, we can do it for sure. Defeat the Khaldoons.
It's time for me to lead the bride to the banya.
I'll look after you, witch. Let's deal with it peacefully, all right?
After the preparations are made, it's time to accompany the bride to the banya. A crowd of people has gathered to watch the ritual. Everyone wants to hear the wailings of old and have a look at the decorations. You sweep the road in front of the bride so that no cursed items will be trodden upon. You warn the bride that guests from her side might show up soon. Shorts sent by the Abdiricha. You're right. As soon as the fire is lit in the banya, a demon appears.
Ooh.
After you catch your breath, you wash the bride while speaking the ritual zagavers, and then help to get her in the wedding dress. Carts with wedding guests have already started to arrive at the yard. There will be a wedding gathering this evening, so there's going to be quite a crowd. Nikolai is here, as well as old Yegor, the master of ceremonies, and the groom's relatives. The moment the guests enter the yard, the mother of the bride brings her daughter out.
You came! Jesus, so many people.
Well, we came, yes, so greet your guests.
No wind and then a gale. No guests and then a swarm.
Greetings, Yegor Yevlampovich, Master of Ceremonies.
Howdy! Soon we'll make you completely human.
Greetings, noble best man, my loyal friend.
Well, as they say in Sheridan, bonjour!
Greetings, betrothed.
Greetings. See, I'll fulfill my promise very soon. Oh well, the evening won't start by itself. Time to drink for the bride. Don't go ahead of the cart. When the master of ceremonies tells us to, then we will start. Come on! You're too ceremonial. They do everything quicker in the city.
Right. And the people there will lose what's left of their souls soon. We'll start this wedding proper, as it's supposed to be started.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't be angry, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. Igor Yevlampich, it will be as you say.
Unharness the horses and get ready for dinner. And I need to speak to you, matchmaker.
As you say, Igor Yevlampich. As you say. Come here, everyone.
Could you be a bit quicker, old man?
Come. You'll get what you're due soon enough.
I'm not your typical bride. The others usually say goodbye to their home. I learned about this only recently.
You had a chance to see it. Not every cursed one has that chance.
That's right. But you'll help me if something goes wrong?
I didn't save you from a demon for nothing.
Thank you, Vasya.
Khaldoons often throw in a pod with 9 peas to prevent horses from passing. You search the haystack, but don't feel any cursed artifacts nearby.
Hey, Kola, prepare your coins. We have a song for you.
Hey, hit it! Petka, let's have some drums!
Well, Vasilisa, we've been through fire together to end up here. Wait a little bit. This feast will get pretty fiery soon.
Vitka, how are you doing after that night?
I don't quite remember what happened, Vasya. I only know one thing. If it wasn't for you, the feast would have been my last. I won't forget it. It turns out you're like a mother to everyone here.
Everything is quiet at the moment. There are no Khaldoons around except for you and old Igor. I'm keeping my eyes open. If I notice any chorts, I'll tell you.
Chorts? Regular people don't see them.
Wrong. Anyone can see a chort today. Have you heard about the carts with no horses? Who moves them if not chorts?
While I know that chorts spin the grindstones.
Uh-huh. And who's pushing a cart if there are no cattle? Chorts! Who else? And then there's another thing. The locomotive, for instance. Oh! And have you heard about telegraph? Recently in Solikamsk, the telegraph chorts made such a ruckus. The peasants pulled down telegraph. It's a sort of nobility that they have a the graph. They got the graph.
I've heard something about Pele the Graph.
Be on the lookout. Pele the Graph himself may show up.
If there's any cursed wool in the bride's way, it will bring bad luck. If it's bear wool, the procession might not be able to pass at all. You inspect the floor, but you don't notice any cursed artifacts.
How can you live with this friend of yours? I just don't get it.
He's all right. A funny guy. Anyway, I want to speak to you about something else. We need to guard this wedding. Notice any...
Right. Instead of Fetka. But no, everything seems proper.
Keep your eyes open. Don't give any curse a chance to settle.
Have you sensed anything wrong?
The horses were reluctant to go when the procession was leaving the gates. I whispered a bit, and it sort of improved. But these things don't happen without reason. Why don't you have a look? Maybe with your powers of sorcery, you'll be able to find something.
I don't think any Khaldoons will show up. They're scared of you. Have been for a long time now.
Could be. So we won't sound the alarm yet, right? Besides, what's a good wedding without a Khaldoon duel? There was this event in my youth. I was the best man and guarded the wedding. A disgruntled Khaldun showed up. They hadn't invited him, you see? So I gave him a good cursing. He was sick for an entire week after that. But you should look for a curse anyway. We don't want you to be sick.
Did you teach our accordion player any words?
I did. And he whispered them correctly.
I hope he doesn't mix anything up.
What could he possibly mix up? I'll look after him.
Talk to you later, Grandpa. I'll have a look around.
Remember how I taught you to spoil weddings?
Of course I do.
Well, try to find some wool or bean sprouts. You need to dispose of them if some chort left them behind.
All right, Grandpa.
So that's how life turns out to be. For so many years, I've been raising a log, and my daughter was suffering from demons. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did it happen? Forgive me, Lord.
Your child wasn't growing. So why didn't you visit a nowhere?
I called a doctor, and he said that it's a kind of a scientific disease.
All diseases come from demons. Why are you listening to doctors? Be glad that Nikolai got to us.
Oh, I don't even know how to thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. My daughter will do well with such a matchmaker.
Are you happy with the groom?
Oh, we couldn't hope for better. Practical, has served in the army. What more could you wish for?
Your daughter is an enviable bride.
I myself couldn't have brought her up better. Lord, forgive me, but how could you say that she grew up with demons? No one would believe it. And such a dowry. Even I got a belt, just like my daughter's. I don't know who sent it, though.
You may go on your way. You may go on your way. It turns out the room is noisy because several men decided to kill some time by playing cards. They are so immersed in the game that they fail to notice you.
Hardly anyone visits this part of the house.
What are you doing here? This is no place for a girl.
Hey, wait! What are you blabbering about? Come in, Vasilisa. Welcome. Long time no see, right? Shh! She's a witch. I know her. Shut your mouth. She'll curse you.
God helps. Samson, you're working on the Zemskaya station, right?
Well, welcome. Be our guest.
Silence, you fool! That's right. From the Urolka station. What are the chances? The bride's parents are old acquaintances of mine.
And I turned out to be a matchmaker. Do you play cards?
Yes, madam. Would you like to join?
No, sorry. Don't...
You may go on your way. You look into the pantry near the haystacks and see a ruffled silhouette of a Susietko. He seems to be deep in his thoughts, and he doesn't notice you.
Greetings, Susietko, kind host.
Oh my, you scared me. Witch. I get rid of you this very instant.
Wait, I'm the matchmaker. I'm helping the wedding, not spoiling it.
Ah, I see. I thought you won on the cursing sword. I have failed to notice in time. I think I saw something the other day, but it wasn't quick enough. The shadow escaped.
I thought that there was no Susietko here, and that the changeling log drove you away.
Oh, that was the case. The changeling was strong, so he escaped to my relatives. It was only recently that I could come back.
Are you happy with the bride?
Oh, I am. I feel bad though, as I couldn't keep her away from the curse. I don't have much power in the body.
Whom did you see? Tell me in detail.
The man was rummaging around the haystacks.
I searched the yard, but I couldn't find anything cursed.
So he hid it well. And no, I could tell straight away. He had a frock and a smart face, not like yours, a typical village face.
Wait, a frog? So he was a merchant.
Devil knows. He could play tricks on my eyes better than you. He sneaked up to me and grabbed me by my fur. But that's all right. I had seen enough by then. Take a look in the morning. You'll find it.
The Susiedka advises you to look in the lining of the chest with the bed sheets, which are to be brought into the house of the groom.
I need to go, kind Susiedka host.
Very well. See you soon. See you soon.
That's... Huh?
Finally, after the prolonged greetings of the foreign guests, the ritual of drinking to the bride begins. The bride brings wine to everyone, and the guests sit in the traditional order. A dinner is served that consists of many dishes: jellied minced meat, meat soup, fish pie, and calf's head. These are only a tiny portion of all the dishes served. The whole week before the wedding, the bridesmaids and the bride were preparing wailings of grief. Now it's time for songs of praise and glory. Before continuing the feast, you decide to stretch your legs and walk into a decorated room.
And she has the blackest book. And her eyes. A true Satan. She looked at me and I sort of froze. She wanted to set her short on me. But then I told her, I'll hit you so hard.
What did you tell me?
Ah, sweet mother. Oh, Jesus.
It's me who's going to hit you hard. Or should I send my chort on you?
Oh, Vasa, don't curse him. He was a fool. Don't be strict with him. He used to tease me too when I was with Proshka. I know that you're good. You should be called a witch doctor.
Akulina, was it you who I cured of Ikota?
It was me, Vasilisa. Thank you, mistress.
This chort has no business sitting as an Ikota. Proshka is doing good now. He's traveling with me.
So, he's helping you. We knew it would turn out so well. This is my friend, Pyotr. He's very good with his flute.
Well, it is what it is.
If you tell any more stories like that about me, I won't have any limbs to hold that flute. Got it?
Got it.
So, how are you doing without Proshka?
Oh, I couldn't be happier. The chort doesn't speak from inside me in a scary voice, and the other children don't make fun of me anymore. Thank you, Vasya.
How's your patrol doing? Noticed any more Khaldooms?
Everything's quiet. I'm on the lookout.
Do you like the wedding?
Oh, it's pretty, and the songs, and everyone is dressed so nicely.
That's rubbish. But Nikolai's uniform looks great. I bet he has a gun at home.
Oh, when I grow up, I'll cry my eyes out, and then I'll live happily.
The neighbors of this tall carpenter are lying face down on their plates, snoring peacefully.
Do you think I bored them with my talking? Oh no, that's not the case. In all of Perm Gubernia, there's no man more dashing than me. Well, if it's about carpentry or drinking. Anyway, in all the rest, I'm afraid I'm not that good.
So your axe feeds you?
Yeah, I recently put a blockhouse in Anbor. I'm often hired in this Uyest. If only I was paid as well as I should. I can build whatever you can think of. A boat or a church. My tool is always with me. My loyal axe here.
So no one can beat you at drinking.
I can drink 5 bottles of vodka right now. Believe it or not.
With a Zagavar, you use an herb and offer a bet.
Why not?
One cup after another, and you don't feel a thing. The carpenter soon gives up and falls beside his neighbors. You take your winnings.
Vasilisa Fyodorovna, God be with you. I know I didn't believe you outright, but I was wrong. Oh, thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I don't know how to thank you. Take some sour cream from our cow. Oh, it was a lucky day when we met you. Oh,
Vasilisa, the bride told us about you.
Such a man she got herself, right?
Hush! Do you want to curse her?
Me? I can't curse. Here, Vasya will prove me right. But what a man, a soldier. Maybe I should get dragged away by shorts?
Thank you for helping me. I understand that you got this friend quite suddenly.
That's all right. She's a fine girl. Feel like we've known her all these years.
It's a pity she didn't show up earlier.
Aren't you afraid that the bride used to be a changeling?
What's there to be scared about? She's ordinary now.
Things happen in life. It wasn't her decision to become a demon. Such was her fate.
The only one to blame here is her mother.
Oh, she's also suffered her fill with the changeling. God is forgiving.
The feast is not yet over, but it will not continue on without your approval. The feast is not yet over. The feast continues, and each of the guests is honored with a song of glorification. After each song, it is customary to thank the singers with some money. Your turn comes. The song begins, "Ty kняжна наша сващенка." When the sound of the choir dies down, a girl with a tray approaches you. The eyes of the performers grow wide with surprise. Your generosity is momentarily praised in a song. At the end of the feast, a ritual dish is served. Selyanka, a large baked pudding with eggs. Nikolai deftly cuts a piece of pie and gifts his mother-in-law the customary coins. The feast will go on until morning, but old Yegor convinces you that tomorrow is the most important day, the traveling of the wedding procession to the wedding ceremony. You go home to have a little rest before dawn.
God bless, Yegor Yevlampovich, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I came for you, Vasilisa. I'll get you to Pakcha. And you, Yegor Yevlampovich, will get to Vilgard. Get ready. I'll wait for you at the gates.
You reach the bride's izba with the light of dawn. The changeling girl sits under the icons and starts a long ritual of saying farewell to the maidenly headband. The bridesmaids chant, "Uzhyasyaduka Maladyoshенка." The bride hands out red satin ribbons to everyone. The bride gives the prettiest one to you. The ritual drags on, and the guests have yet to arrive. The sounds of the last wailings quiet down close to the evening. The bridesmaids begin dressing the bride in the wedding gown, and you decide to look once more for cursed items in the yard while waiting for the guests. You go down into the yard. It looks empty and grim without wedding guests. Not surprising. This roof was home to an evil spirit for many years. You jump from a sudden rustling. You think you heard it coming from one of the haystacks, but which one? There was some noise coming from this haystack. Or was it that haystack? Two dark figures emerge from the shadows.
Aha! We've caught a witch!
Oh, it's Vasilisa.
This isn't a fairy tale. What if I took you for an evil spirit?
Sorry, Vasya. We were trying to ambush an evil Khaldun, not you.
Someone has been here for sure. We've been watching all night and saw it. He sneaked in and planted an ikota on the wedding.
Oh, Christ in heaven! Not an ikota!
It's alright. I'll protect you. Khaldun's have no business cursing weddings.
What Khaldun did you see?
He sneaked in at night. Satan himself, I swear by God.
The gates opened by themselves, and the Ardenseals were flying around.
It means Chorts were moving it.
And he himself didn't look like a Khaldun. He was dressed as a townsperson.
He started to whisper. It was so fast and so frightening. It was so dark, we almost couldn't see anything.
She likely won't find it by herself.
Stop whistling.
This flute must be good against the Khalduns.
So he ran, and we decided to change our hiding spot in case he'd be back. And you came.
What did that Khaldun do?
He whispered a lot and did something with his hands.
I think he was scattering cursed items.
We'll help you find them, Vasya.
She likely won't find it by herself.
Alright, if you want to help, go right ahead. Petka, look in this haystack for a peapod with 9 peas. You, Akulina, look in that haystack, and I'll search the yard. All clear?
Clear. You likely won't find it without us.
All right, Vasilisa.
Found any pods?
Oh, not yet.
Well, have you found anything?
Hold your horses. I'm still looking.
Beer. Leftovers from yesterday.
The chest contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the izba. You cut into the lining and, to your horror, find something furry inside. You find a dried bear paw that emanates dark sorcery. You hide this new artifact in your bag, as if against your will. The chest contains snowy white bed sheets for the newlyweds. They must be given to the house of the groom once you go to the izba. You closely inspect the floor. To your horror, you find a patch of burned dog hair. You remove it with a zagavar and throw it away in disgust. Petka suddenly calls out to you.
Vasya, I found it, I think.
I too found some traces of the curse. You and I both have some. That's a lot. What do you have, Akulina? Well, it doesn't matter if you don't have any.
I found some, Vasya. Also a pod.
Quite a few curses. Powerful Khaldun is involved here.
The children look at each other worrisomely.
Give me those pods. Who knows what else is our enemy capable of? A curse? Will he summon Chorts? A mortal threat.
You jump from the sudden knock at the gates. The children run inside the house, screaming. You open the gates before the surprised guests.
I don't have time for ransoms. Go get your bride upstairs. I need to speak to the Master of Ceremonies.
You seem alarmed, Vasilisa.
I found so many cursed things right now. Someone powerful is trying to curse this wedding.
You tell old Yegor about your discoveries.
You can stop the wedding now.
But why? Wait, I'll tell Nikolai.
Old Yegor forcefully grabs your arm.
Hold there. Do you want to spoil their wedding? If you stop the procession right now, their whole life could go sideways.
Yes, but what if we're stopped on our way down the aisle? No one knows how all these curses turn out.
That's your task, Matchmaker, to guard the procession against it. If it stops, then yes, only God knows what will happen. Don't bother the betrothed. Do your job, and I will do mine. We'll teach Fechka some zagavars. He may learn something yet.
All right, Grandpa.
Let's go. We need to bless them on their way.
All the guests gather in the izba. After the blessings of Nikolai and his bride, the procession departs to Vilgort, to the Church of the Trinity.
This girl sure is lucky, right?
Yes. If you can return from another world, she wouldn't have done it by herself. We helped her. So is the case with the other dead. They can't get back by themselves.
So Kolya wouldn't pull her out without you, right?
Without me or Grandpa, unlikely.
You know, I've been thinking. In a way, you also pulled me out from the grave. If you didn't come that night to the pothouse, Shorts would have killed me.
Yes, I think that's how it happened.
I've heard what the girls in Vilgard have been saying. That you didn't want to become a witch. But you did become one, right? And so I've been thinking, you did it to help your betrothed.
Why would you think that?
You and your grandpa are taking me for a fool. But I see lots of things. The dead men can't go back by themselves, right? I visited lots of evening gatherings. I saw how much you loved him. So I think you decided. Vasya, stop this nonsense. Nothing good will come of it. You brought back that girl, but she never died. She was kidnapped, right? I was quite close to being dead, but she betrothed. Is dead. Buried.
Quit running your mouth. You don't understand anything.
Wait, don't be angry. I'm not joking. I came close to seeing the afterlife. There's no coming back from there, and your chords constantly beg you for a walk, right? So how many people have you cursed already?
Not so many.
And what's next? Sooner or later, they'll get hungrier and hungrier, and start dragging our souls to the grave. I've listened closely to many stories. Your church will also drag you to hell, along with who knows how many peasants.
Don't judge Khaldoons by the old wife's tales. I'm keeping my chords in check. You're saying my chords will be the death of me. You can't know my fate, and you don't know his fate.
That's right. I don't. But I decided to make my own fate. You have your fate. You heard the Troika, so that's your fate. Maybe it wasn't a trick. But I have it differently. You remember how I stole from the shop? It wasn't the first time. I've done lots of similar things. I think maybe I should quit this kind of life. Start a household. I know it's not as fun or exciting. You saved me. So I wanted to ask your advice. You were nowhere after all. What do you think?
Well, Fyetka, I've always told you to abandon your life of pleasure.
All right, I'll try. Old habits die hard. Next thing you'll know, I have my own household.
You better remember these words of yours.
I will. I'm not old enough to have a bad memory.
Fedka grins and flings the reins. Pakcha village is surrounded by mist, and the road to Vilgard lies ahead of you. You think that if someone wanted this wedding ruined, he wouldn't be stopped this easily. You look around anxiously and prepare for the worst. The winding path lures you in with a damp mist and mysterious shadows. What spirits hide behind them? Soon, you get to Cold Creek Ford. Yours and the bride's carts cross the water with a splash, but the third cart isn't so lucky. One of the wheels hits a stone, and all its passengers fall overboard. You look around and notice demon eyes in the dark. Fedka gives you a questioning look. What should you do with the rest of the guests? You hop off the cart and open the black book. Fedka passes the reins and hops off too. You need to depart as soon as possible so as not to fall behind the wedding procession. The musician tries to help fix the cart, but you have something else to deal with. A swarm of chorts flies out of the darkness. The cart is finally fixed, and you quickly catch up to the procession. The peasants didn't see the chorts, but they noticed you whispering Zagavers. Now they are looking at you and your book with respect. Trees of the crooked forest. Strange sounds escape the evening darkness. It appears the mysterious Khaldoon cursed this road as well. Your suspicions prove correct. Although you have known this forest since you were a child, the road meets a fork that you have no memory of. Looks like the turn on the right is used more often than the one to the left. You don't recognize the last fork either. The road to the left looks like it's submerged in darkness, and you see some moonlight above the road to the right. You arrive at another fork. The road to the left lies through a thick forest, and to the right, you see a clearing amongst the trees. Finally, the forest is behind you. Vilgurt is close, so you decide to take a break.
That scared me.
Mikhail's crossroads look unfamiliar. You feel as if you have entirely lost your sense of direction. You can't tell north from south. It's as if you are standing at this crossroads for the first time. You decide to resort to sorcery. You quickly whisper the words of the Zagavr and listen. You chose the right way. You make no mistake in choosing the road. This task is right down your alley. The road to Vilgurt passes by uneventfully, and you have a chance to rest. Looks like this is the last piece of the road to the Church of the Trinity.
Oh! Oh!
Vasilisa, stop the procession!
Alexander, we can't. It's a bad omen.
I suppose I can hide it now. No time to argue. I intend to curse your wedding procession, and I'm willing to see it through.
What? Are you telling me that everything you do is based on science?
I can leave it be, but only if you give me the book.
But why do you need to ruin the wedding?
It's simple. I can take this artifact only if you're sufficiently weakened.
If the procession stops, the curse may splash out. Only God knows what should happen then.
Right. You're only saying this so I wouldn't interfere. No such thing will happen.
Listen to me. This is dangerous. Very dangerous.
You can't scare me, Vasilisa. Either give me the book, or the procession stops.
So that's how it is in your world. Always playing pretend. You could have helped me with the snake that time.
I wanted to, but you were doing fine on your own, and I wanted to see what kind of witch you were. I did. I think you're as powerful as me. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just need the book.
You know about this? What do you need it for? What are you planning?
Don't stall, Vasilisa. Fight me.
Listen. Let me wed this couple, and then we can fight. Why involve the bride and groom?
You won't trick me, Vasilisa. I came especially prepared for this fight. Now when there's a curse around us, we are equal.
I can't give you the book, you know that.
Then it's the only way. Défense-toi!
Ooh. Eight, 7. This. Go first. Yes, less pages are the new.
Give me the book, Vasilisa, and the guests will be safe.
They have nothing to fear. I'll protect the wedding.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Should I burning herbs? Killing herbs. Mm-hmm. Where is this? Um. Ooh.
I don't want to hurt you, Vasilisa. Not if I don't have to.
You've been lying like the devil himself, and now you want me to believe you?
Four, five.
Give up, or the entire wedding procession will be transformed.
Not if I stop you first.
I had to remove this. Oh, I just died already. Oh, no.
Alexander's driver notices that his master is weakened and strikes the horses. The carriage drives away. With horror, you realize that his last Zagavers weren't directed at you, but at the procession. The horses lose their footing, and the first carts overturn with a terrible crash. The world around you turns into a cacophony of screams, both animal and human. Alexander's curse hits the weekend wedding procession and slices through it. Some of the wedding guests turn into wolves and run into the forest. Others have lost consciousness or are injured from the crash. You notice old Yegor and run towards him. Several Zagavers later, and your mentor comes to his senses.
Grandpa! Grandpa, you're alive?
Vasilisa! Oh, Jesus, my head hurts.
Wait, I'll whisper a bit.
No time. What's happened to the procession? Was it cursed after all?
Yes, many of the guests were turned to wolves.
So they were. I wasn't seeing straight. I saw how Fedka was turning.
I'll get that, Alexander. Oh, but what should we do now?
Shush, don't whine. There's no time to think about that lad now. First, we fix the wedding. That's all right. You'll catch the wolves and heal them. Next thing you know, the seal will be broken.
How will I find them? Even my chorts may not be able to find the cursed.
We'll find them. I have this old friend of mine, a hunter. He will track them, find out who's missing, and fix up the wounded. Then we'll get ready for the road.
How did they turn into wolves? No one has heard of such thing for 100 years or more.
Well, your friend there cast a strong curse, and then you were right. Fedka is not very knowledgeable for a best man.
How do I lift the curse?
You need special herb, Cuckoo's Tears. It grows deep in the forest, in the Leshy's domain. I think this hunter of mine will give you a hand with the herb as well.
So Fedka turned also?
Yes, there is his accordion. At first I thought I was seeing things.
What do we do with the bride and groom now?
They'll manage. I'll teach them a couple of secret prayers.
Who's that friend of yours?
Just a hunter. I'll tell you at home.
Your friend, the Ikotnitsa, is lying here. Akulina has lost consciousness. It seems the girl is hurt. Akulina comes to her senses and with difficulty stands on her feet.
Oh, Vasya, have you healed me?
Akulina, you're alive. Oh, Lord, oh, Jesus.
She's going to be all right now. Akulina, have you noticed where the wolves went?
I haven't. I don't remember anything since I fell. I can't see Piotr anywhere. He must have been turned too.
Your mother will bring you home. Rest there.
All right, Vasya.
Thank you, Vasilisa Fyodorovna. I'll pray for you.
Did you notice where the wolves ran?
Somewhere in the direction of Pakcha. They hid in the forest straight away. I barely had any time to look. I only noticed that several of the bridesmaids turned. The horror! I've heard of such things, but never thought would witness it.
Vasilisa, my head is dizzy. Where is Nikolai?
I can't see him. Listen.
He's also been transformed. Oh, I seem to be destined to go return to evil spirits.
Don't lose hope. I'll go after him and the rest of the guests. I know I failed at protecting the wedding, but I'll try to fix it.
Looks like you were right about Fedka. I should have listened to you.
He's not the one who ruined the wedding. That was another Khaldun. That's all right. I'll deal with him. As soon as I get Nikolai back, you'll make it to the church. I'll set your life straight.
I hope that God will help you, Vasilisa.
A wounded peasant girl is lying in the grass. Looks like she's lost consciousness. The girl thanks you with a weak voice, but then loses her senses again. At least her life isn't at risk.
All the cards have turned over. Some of them are broken.
Oh, no.
Some horses have fled. Only the bravest of them all have stayed.
Where should I go next?
Ready to go back. You can barely stand up. Ready to go back. You can barely stand upright. Vasilisa, get up. It's morning already. We need to hurry while the wolf tracks are still fresh. I told you yesterday about my friend, the hunter. He is a master of his craft. He can track any beast.
These aren't exactly beasts.
And the hunters aren't exactly simple folk. They're knowers of their own sort. Some are friends with a leshy. Others know Zagavars. This one is called Airat, a smart man. Lives near Cherding.
You think he'll help me?
He will. When you meet him, tell him I sent you. We had a deal. I give him the stuff, and he owes me one.
How do I find the guests?
You and Airat will follow the tracks.
I also need to talk to Alexander.
No point. He must have fled. If I were him, I would stay away from you.
And leave him unpunished? Just give me a couple of seconds. I'll let him swell so much he won't fit into a card.
You want to find him? So be it. Ask around in Alyoshkina village. The talk is that his family is from there. I found this out during my last visit there.
The moment we took on the next seal, the wolves showed up, as if the devil himself arranged it.
I don't know. If anyone helps us, it must be some power from above. Satan can only spoil things, and forces of light wouldn't curse a wedding. Mysterious are his ways. Who knows? Who knows?
You think I can break the curse with the wedding guests?
Only you can find it out.
Where can I find your friend?
Airat lives close to Cherding. You'll learn about him in the town, in the hunting shop there. It's summer now, so he shouldn't be wandering in the woods. To cure the wolves, look for a cuckoo's tears herb. You should find it in the forest. Some herbalists may also have it. Have a look in the town market. And above all, don't forget the seal.
All right, Grandpa.
Alright guys, that's all for today. Let's continue tomorrow. And thank you for watching again. Thank you.